Howdy, it's Jim Morado, and this is very early October 2024. We're in Alaska, or I guess kind of somewhat more specifically. We're on the Norwegian Encore, somewhere in the Pacific Ocean around Alaska. We're on our cruise, and we're having a good time. And they're putting on the musical Choir of Man, the Choir of Man. And this was very cool. I took some pictures. I did take some videos too. I'm going to put up some of the videos too, but I thought I'd give you some of the pictures first. They used to have kinky boots, but I don't think they wanted to pay the royalties on that, so they brought in the Choir of Man, and this was very cool. It's more of I think a British thing. It's a West End. It's not been on Broadway, but it has been performed lots of other places, and now the Norwegian Encore has secured the rights to it. And I'm glad they did, because this was a lot of fun. Basically, you come into the theater to see the performance, and the cast kind of comes out. They're like, hey, if anybody wants some beer, come on up on stage and we'll give you some beer. As long as you're 21. That guy was great. I was getting my beer, and he posed for a photo. And he ended up being one of the big stars of the play. There is a photo I took from the stage, because again, the actors invite you to come up on the stage and sort of hang out with them before the play starts, and even a little bit before the show. In fact, our friend Rick would get brought up on the stage. One of the performers would come out and grab Rick and bring him up, and that was a lot of fun. The songs were almost all standard, kind of rock classics that you know. And it was just a lot of fun, and there was a story to it. I know on other cruises we've been on, Norwegian kind of does like a generic musical. Yeah, they even brought beer out to you in the audience. My friend Rick, he loves beer. They brought him a beer, and that actor would come back out later and pull him up on stage, and that was a hoot. But this was a lot of fun, and I'm really glad that Norwegian pulled this in. It was just a really good time, and we all enjoyed it. Yeah, and there's a couple of clips of the musical performance. What'd you think? I'll try to keep those in this video unless YouTube flags it. By the way, if anybody knows where I can get a soundtrack, they were doing some great versions of songs that we all know, and I cannot find a soundtrack to this. If you know where I can find one, even a bootleg, let me know. I would love to find a good performance or a good soundtrack of this. Yeah, that was my buddy Rick kind of dancing around in the red shirt there on the right. They're going to move him over to a table on the left, and he's going to have a song sing to him here in just a moment. This was great. Again, they just sort of invited people up. People kind of hung out on the stage even a little bit during the performance. There was a lady that has a song that they sing to her too, and she put her hand on the guy's knee. It was hysterical. I was crying. I was laughing so hard, and of course I thought it was great that my buddy Rick was on stage too. So they're kind of moving stuff around, but I'll let you tune back in when they start singing again here in just a second. Sorrow to run where the brave did not go, to right the unrightful wrong, to love, chase from afar.
a man, scorned and covered with scars, still strove with his last ounce of courage to find your peaceful.
Yeah. Yeah, and I love that they called my buddy Rick useless. We were crying, we were laughing so hard. The cast, by the way, came out after the show. About half the cast was on one side of the area where people exited. Other half of the cast was on the other side. They were great. I heard them sing "Happy Birthday" to somebody whose birthday was that particular day. These actors and singers were gold. Yeah, they were nailing it on Somebody to Love. I loved that. Again, this was great. This was absolutely a good reason for us to go on this cruise. Enjoyed this show. The cast was great. We would actually bump into some of them in Vancouver, and they were just really pleasant fellow. Great show.